especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Kolintibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled Reinvention 2023, Disrupting You for Global Relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Ahmadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembu, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani, the panelist, the energetic EJ, Pressure Chukwemeka Nwusu, and the keynote speaker, Emmanuel Olatunji, EGA. Regardless of your background or status, this is your chance to redesign your life and transform into the next level you. Click the link anywhere around this video to register for this life-changing conference. See you there.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for honoring my invitation. Thank you for coming. God bless you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
My pleasure.
God bless you.
My pleasure.
Wow. If you can hear us, please comment. You can hear us and tell us where you're watching from. This is the Reinvention Conference. Now with my speaker, his name is Emmanuel A. Ahmadu. When I remember Ahmadu, I remember Ahmadu Bello University. So is that the university you went? Because you are around that area.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you. Who is this?
Okay.
Non-rich thing.
Non-rich. Okay. Non-rich, you can hear us, right? Wow. Can hear us. Okay. Let me open the before we start, I want to read about our own Oga. Let me read about him. I have his profile here before we scatter this place. So you are yet to disrupt. We are not yet to pity anybody. You're yet to disrupt everybody. Normalcy is not accepted in this place. Normalcy is not accepted. Yeah. Okay. I'm almost there. Fantastic. All right. Let me read about the king that I have here. I honor my invitation to speak in Reinvention Conference 2023. Wow. Emmanuel A. Ahmadu is a seasoned motivational speaker, success coach, and peak performance strategist. He speaks to corporate and public audiences on the subject of leadership, personal development, and peak performance. His spiritual work, tenacity, and drive are perfect example of his quote. For success to be predictable, living must be intentional. You didn't get that? For success to be predictable, living must be intentional. Intentional. Let me continue. Emmanuel is the founder of Leaders Manor Network, a community of people who are committed to living a purpose-driven, intentional, and significant life. Many people have been inspired, empowered, and transformed by his teachings. He has earned a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, but this has not stopped him from pursuing his purpose and passion to inspire and empower people to do more with their life than just exist. Emmanuel A. Ahmadu has hosted and spoken in several seminars and workshops, and his fifth child he is the fifth child in a family of 6 children.
Of 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome, yes, sir. It's good to have you, yes, sir. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't take this for granted. Thank you so much,
pleasure.
sir. Thank you. God bless you. God bless. I will never stop saying God bless you. Thank you. So today, your topic here is I'm coming, sir. I'm working with something. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay. All right, all right.
Collins, are you there? Can you hear me, Collins? Well, guys, I think Collins has a little bit of network issues. So I don't know whether to go ahead. I can't even see the comments, but then I believe that we can all hear me. I want to believe that we can all hear me. Let me just go ahead and appreciate Collins for the privilege to be here, the privilege to speak in this conference. It is such an honor, to be amongst the list of speakers. And I am confident anywhere I get to speak, anywhere I get to teach, one of the things that I always say is that um, the things that I share, they are not my opinions. They are not my opinions. They are not just somebody coming to look for topic to teach. Fantastic. They are Collins, good to have you. I was just trying to fill up time. For some reason, I can't hear you, Colin. Can you hear me? Unmute your mic, Collins. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. I still can't hear you, Collins. Maybe you want to find out if
Change
the audience
is hard. I know people make it seem like a walk in the park and they tell you to change yourself, reinvent yourself, go to 2.0 and all that, but it is a different story in the real world. As much as we would love to change, our inherent nature prefers to stay where it is, especially when we don't know exactly how to do it. Can you now see that the fight for greatness is between you versus you? And as you may know, reinventing yourself is an important step to staying relevant in today's rapidly changing world. This is why Ume Collins Ibube, aka the Success Soldier, has brought together 12 profound speakers in a 6-day conference titled REINVENTION 2023, Disrupting You for Global Relevance. The speakers are Awesomeness Eswabana, Niyi Shoyinka, Dr. Onyeka Chiemele, Jasper Ifeanyi, Shegun Manuel, Mark Idiahi, Emmanuel A. Ahmadu, Solomon Ota, Elisha Maman, Frederick Namdi Ibembu, Okoye Ijoma Dicta, Raymond Okpani. The panelist, the energetic EJ, Pressure Chukwemeka Nwusu, and the keynote speaker, Emmanuel Olatunji, EGA. Regardless of your background or status, this is your chance to redesign your life and transform into the next level you. Click the link anywhere around this video to register for this life-changing conference. See you there.
Yes, Collins, am I supposed to take over? Can you hear me, Collins? Can you hear me, Collins? Oh, wow. So if, I guess maybe you are there, but if you can't hear me, I believe that the audience can hear me. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Callings. Callings.
Hello, Nanyorich. Can you hear me? Something else. Let me go for a break. I'll come back.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot. Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you will look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. TikTok, TikTok. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey. We don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes. iPad, BlackBerry, nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million. In my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a way. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes
Collins, how are you now? What's happening?
Welcome back, sir.
Huh? What's happening now?
I can hear you now.
Yes,
it's my
what's
network.
happening?
It's my network. It's my network.
Yeah.
But I think everything is fine now. That's why I don't use one network. I recharge. I bought the time for my Glow empty, and then in case of network issue, I'll just switch. Not to wait for any network problem. I don't want it to give me problem at all. So now I switch from Glow to MTN. I'm using MTN now. Okay. Thank you. So you have the stage now, sir. This is your topic: developing high performance habits, the power of habits. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I'll see what I can do next maybe 20-30 minutes. But thank you so much. Yes, can you hear me? Sorry.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You can go on, sir. I can hear you, sir. Very well. I can hear you very well.
How about now?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Collins, for having. Yes, thank you so much for having me, Collins. I consider it a privilege and an honor. Without wasting any much time, I will just dive straight into what I have prepared for us. Like I would always say before I begin any training, you can trust what I teach because what I teach is not based on opinion. What I teach is based on principles. And principles do not have favorites. You see, if a person is teaching principles and does not obey the results or does not obey the principles, he will not have results. But anybody who listens to the principles that he teaches and obeys it will have results. So that's how powerful principles are. Principles work for whoever. Very, very key that I start on that note. You can trust what I am teaching because it's not just mere opinions. These are based on principles. I try to, as much as possible, to teach only what I know is aligned to principles. Because principles don't change. So that in the next 5 years, what I share will not become irrelevant. Right? That said, I want to talk on developing high performance habits, like Collins put up, and the power of habits. This what I would share in the next few minutes will change your life. I assure you, right? And I want to start with an illustration. Let's imagine that there are two brothers, two twins, or twin brothers rather, Peter and Paul. So let's imagine twin brothers, Peter and Paul. Now, Peter decides that every day when he wakes up, he's going to exercise for 30 minutes. He's not going to eat junk food. He's not going to take any soda drink. So Peter decides that every day when he wakes up, he will exercise for 30 minutes. He's not going to eat junk food. He's not going to eat burger, pizza, and you name it. He's not going to take any soda drink, right? That's how he's going to live his life. Now, on the other side, Paul decides that there is no time to exercise. Paul decides that exercise is for people that don't have work. It's for jobless people. So he says, I'm not going to exercise. I'm going to eat what I like. So every day when Paul wakes up, he does not exercise. He spends hours watching movies. He eats anything he likes, eats bread, eats burger, eats pizza, drinks Coke, literally drinks Coke every day. Now, a quick question for everybody that is listening, and even for you, Collins. In the next 5 years, who do you think will be more healthy, Peter or Paul? Peter or Paul? First person or second person? Peter or Paul?
The one that is exercising. That's one that will be more
That's
healthy.
Peter, right?
Yes, sir.
That's Peter, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
there is many people know these things, but we don't live our lives in alignment to it. I can predict your life by looking at your habits. I can predict whether or not you will succeed by just spending a day with you. Very powerful. Now, there are two major points I want us to pick from this illustration that I've shared. Remember, I said what I'm going to share is very brief, but very powerful if you pay attention, right? There are two major points I want us to pick from this illustration. The first point I want us to pick is that success or failure does not happen overnight. Success or failure does not happen overnight. It was not the day that Peter exercised for 30 minutes that he became healthy. Neither way that Paul ate junk food that he became unhealthy. The result appeared over a cumulative period after 5 years. I hope we are following. You see, so success does not happen. What we call success, when you say somebody is successful, it does not happen overnight. It is manifestation that happens overnight. When you look at somebody and say the person is a millionaire, that person did not become a millionaire overnight. There was a cumulative decision that he made over time that made him a millionaire. So success is habit, simply put. What we call success is simply the cumulative effect of actions compounded over time. Let me repeat. What we call success is simply the cumulative effect of actions or events compounded over time. So, for example, if I want to lose weight, what do I need to do? I don't just wake up tomorrow and say, I'm losing weight. You see, it doesn't happen like that. What I need to do is I need to start going to the gym every day. And over a prolonged period of time, I will lose weight. Are you seeing it? So,
Yes, sir.
success, that's the first lesson we must get, is that success does not happen overnight. It is the manifestation of success that happens overnight. There is nothing you want if it is great, because you can cook Indomie in 10 minutes, but you cannot cook spaghetti in 10 minutes. Every great thing must subscribe to the law of process, and that's what success is. So success does not happen overnight. Very powerful. It is the manifestation of success that happens overnight. What we call success is the cumulative effect of good decisions compounded over time. So when you say somebody is successful, that person had made decisions that accumulated over time and resulted into success. When you say somebody is a failure, failure is the cumulative effect of bad decisions compounded over time. If you tell somebody stop smoking, stop smoking, stop smoking, stop smoking, it's not the day he smokes that he will get cancer or lung failure or whatever it is. You get it? It's not that day. It is a cumulative effect of that bad decisions compounded over time. Are you seeing it? So that habit of smoking is what leads to lung cancer. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you hearing me, Collins? So that habit, of smoking every day, is what leads to cancer. So failure is the cumulative effect of bad decisions compounded over time. That's the first lesson I want us to pick from the illustration that I gave. The second lesson that I want us to pick is that we are always free to make our habits, but ultimately our habits will make us. Did you get that? We are always free to make our habits. We are always free to choose our habit, but our habits will ultimately make us.
Wow.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Colin, sorry. I had to reply to a text message. So I said the first lesson we must pick from my illustration is that success does not happen overnight. It is the manifestation of success that happens overnight. The second lesson I said we must pick is that we are free to make our habit. We are free to choose and decide our habits, right? But our habit will ultimately make us. So we don't choose our result, we choose our habit, and our habit chooses our result. We don't choose success, we choose success habits, and those success habits will make us successful. We don't choose failure, we choose failure habits, and those failure habits will make us failures. So there's nobody that chooses failure or success. What we choose is habits. For example, if you wake up every morning and you spend 3 hours watching TikTok videos, what you just chose is a failure. It's a failure habit that will ultimately lead you to failure. If you wake up every morning and decide to spend 1 hour, 2 hours listening to a teaching that improves you, 1 hour, 2 hours, watching a YouTube video that adds value to your life, learning a skill, what you chose is a success habit that will lead you to success. So that's the second lesson we must pick. That's the second lesson that we must pick from the illustration. Collins, I'm still... Just a minute, please. Just a minute.
Okay, sir. All right.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress.
Welcome back, sir.
Yes, thank you, Collins. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Trying to locate. I had to reply. Can you see me?
No, sir. Okay, I can see you now.
Yes. How about that?
Sure, I can see you.
Very, very important message from my boss. So sorry about that. So I said there are 2 lessons we are picking from that illustration. I hope you are following. The first lesson is that success does not happen overnight. It is the manifestation of success that happens overnight. What we call success is simply the cumulative effect of our decisions compounded over time. You see it, ba? And what we call failure is simply the cumulative effect of our decisions compounded over time. And the second lesson I said is that we don't choose success, we choose success habit. Success habit is what leads us to success. So we make our habit then makes us. Everybody has a choice. That's why failure is an option. Success is an option. You choose the habit. If you have failed, it's because you don't have success habit. If you have succeeded, it's because you have success habits. So it's very simple. We become ultimately what we do every day. The apostle of wisdom, Dr. Ahmadu, once said very powerfully, he said, it is what we do daily that determines who we become permanently. What we do daily determines who we become permanently. Are you seeing it? So it is your habits that makes you. Success is habit, simply put. And I've said it, I told you here, that I can sit down with you and know whether or not you'll be successful in the next 5-10 years. By just looking at what you do in a day. If I monitor your 24 hours, I may not be a prophet, but I can prophesy. I can prophesy whether you will succeed or not. There is nobody you see who is successful today, Collins. Nobody you see or know who is successful today, who at the age of maybe 18, 20, you could not have predicted that they will be successful. Go and find out people like the Tony Elumelu, go and find out what they were doing in their 20s. People like Bill Gates, they already had the habit. What are some of the habits? I'll share with us some of you. But you see, being visionary, writing down your goals in the morning and in the night. These are success habits. So it is very important. There are 2 things I want to share majorly for this class, and then I'm done. It is very important, therefore, to know what are some of the success habits you need to install to guarantee success. 1. Number 2, you need to know how can you install this habit and make it stick. Because many people know these habits, but they cannot make it stick. They cannot be consistent. They struggle to be consistent with the habit. So my goal is just to expose us very briefly to some of the success habits, maybe just three of them. And then I will help us understand how to install these habits and make it stick. So the first thing I want to do is I want to share with us 3 high performance habits. High performance habits are simply success habits. These are habits that multi-billionaires have. And if you are going to have to be a multi-billionaire, you need to have the habit of a multi-billionaire. Remember, I said there is nothing like success. It is your habit that makes you successful or unsuccessful. So you stop looking at success. You look at the habit. You look, if I want to achieve any results, I will just find out what the person who has the result does every day, and I will replicate it. Once I can replicate that, I must end up with that person's result. Because habits are systems. So this is why one of the most powerful questions you can ask any successful person is how do they spend their 24 hours? Because if you can know the habits, if you can know what they do with their time, and you replicate it in your life, you end up where they are. Simple as it is. Powerful. So I want to share with us 3 habits, and I hope we don't just hear it. This might just be a conference. Don't take these things trivially, right? When I saw the list of speakers that Collins was bringing, I said it had to take somebody that understands relationship to be able to bring this kind of people to teach at his conference. It's not anybody. And let me tell you one secret that I've learned from Collins. Collins really understands how to access relationships. The principle of honor is very powerful. Very, very powerful. So please, whoever is listening to this video, whether now, whether after, in the next 2 years, 3 years, don't take slightly what you are hearing, because what you are hearing, people will pay heavily for. So habits is what makes us. Yes. Yes.
For me to say this. They don't know that this you are saying here, that you are really collecting money for this. I wanted to know that this you are saying here, you people pay you for this, and you're teaching them for free. They don't know what it costs.
Of course.
So anybody that's watching this now, you should better focus and learn. Because the replay will not be free. Learn now, focus and learn. This is a premium master class. It's like a mentorship class. So focus and learn, because you do charge for this. And it's doing this for us for free just because of me. Thank you, sir, for that. Continue, sir.
Of course. Thank you so much, Colin. So what are some of the success habits that will lead you to success? I want to share just 3 of them. Number 1, the first success habit, high performance habit that you need to be successful is morning routine. Morning routine. Morning routine. Morning routine. Morning routine. Let me shout it. Morning routine. How you start your day will not just determine the direction of your day, it will determine the quality of your day. Many people start their day and the first thing they do is to watch movie. Some people will start their day, the first thing they do is to go and eat food. You will never be successful that way. Successful people have the habit of starting their day with intention. Morning routine is simply a series of activities that you have arranged sequentially that you must engage immediately after you wake up to position yourself for success. See, if you start your day depressed, you have already wasted that day. So why do I want to start my day and I'm opening social media and I'm seeing things that will cause me to be depressed? When you start your day feeling energetic, there's a high tendency that whole day you will have energy to go through it. Many people start their day weak. You start your day watching a movie. No. I never open my laptop to watch a movie or anything until maybe in the afternoon or in the evening. In the morning times, there are things that's the time when your brain is most active. That's the time where I write. That's the time where I read. That's the time where I plan.
Wow.
So you need to have a morning routine. What is your morning routine? What's the first thing you do immediately after you wake up?
Wow.
You see it, Ba? For me, the first thing I do immediately after I wake up is that I jump out of my bed and I begin to speak into my day. Today is blessed.
Wow.
Today is productive. I enjoy favor. The lines are falling for me in pleasant places. I am successful. I am the light of the world. I am the salt of the earth. I am a city set on a hill. I cannot be hidden. I am above and never beneath. I am the head. Imagine starting your day like that, and then you are telling me that you'll be depressed.
Please, sir. Sorry, sir. Let me tell you, sir. Sorry, sir. You know that this thing that you just said and this commanding your day, I let it from you. And I've been using it like crazy. That's like I see all the magic I'm doing here by bringing this kind of speakers. I'm scattering everywhere. This thing has helped me. I said, man will listen to me. This will happen. That will happen. And it's happening. I'm commanding the cosmos of the head. They should listen to me. Everything is working. Just because I understand the power of routine. And you help me to train me. And now I'm very good at it. Thank you so much, sir, for that.
Fantastic, Collins. Fantastic, Collins. So you start your day with intention. That's the first habit of successful people. The second habit, I don't want to talk too much. I would have gone in depth, but just get it there. You need a morning routine. That's the first habit. Successful people do not start their day in randomness. Go and look at the top athletes. Usain Bolt, he has a routine before he starts his race. There are things he must do. Usually the young lady that brings him water, he will shake them. There's a way he walks. So you see, how you start anything will determine how you will finish. How you start it. So successful people do not start their day in randomness. That's the first habit that makes successful people successful. Go and listen to any of the successful people you know. Tony Elumelu, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Otedola, what's his name? The richest man in Africa. Dangote. So listen to all these people. No matter how haphazard you see them, they have a morning routine. The second habit you need to be successful is you need a learning system. A learning system. See, what is a learning system? You must learn. The day you stop learning, you start dying. Many people, the last time they read a book was when they were in school. But a man that stops learning starts dying. So you need to create a system of learning every day. Successful people have inculcated the habit of learning every day. It could be reading. It could be watching a video. It could be listening to a message. But they learn every day. Personally, I listen to one message almost 2 hours every day. I read at least 10 pages of a book every day. That's a habit that is responsible for success. You see me come here and I'm spitting fire and my values in everything. It's not by accident. It's by investing. If you are taking garbage in, what will come out of your life is garbage out.
Yes, sir.
If you want to be valuable, the first place you must invest in is in your mind. Here's what the Bible says. The Bible says, "Thou anointed my head with oil, my cup runs over." That means there is a relationship between your head and your cup running over. So if your head is not full, your cup cannot be full. So you need to create a system to fill your head every day. Fill your head. Add value to your head every day. Add value to your head every day. And it cannot be random. You know, I run what I call the School of Personal Development twice every month. This next week, I'm going to be teaching on success systems. How to set up systems to guarantee success. And this is one of the things I'm going to be teaching. Learning system. Many people don't have learning system. No matter whether I'm sick, there are things I do every day. I must listen to one message every day. If I don't listen to one message, I'm not authorized to sleep. If I don't read for at least 10 minutes, if I don't read at least 10 pages every day, I'm not authorized to see the next day. Why should I sleep when I've not invested in my mind? If your mind is not moving forward, your life will not move forward. Your body only goes where your mind has
Yes,
been.
sir.
Your body only goes. So you want to keep investing in your mind, the quality of your thinking, the quality of your decisions. This is one habit that successful people have. If you stop learning, you start dying. The third habit, I said only 3 habits. The third habit that you need, that successful people have, high performance habit, is journaling. Journaling, 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 journaling. Write it down, journaling. First of all, if you don't have a notebook where you write down your visions, where you write down your goals, where you write down your ideas, where you write down your aspirations, then you are already a failure. Because remember, we don't choose success, we don't choose failures, we choose habits. And our habits decides whether or not we succeed or we fail. So you need to have a place where you write down your goals. Every day I'm writing down my goals. I'm writing down my visions. I'm talking about my day. I'm writing about things that I see in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. You have to create the future to see the future. The best way to predict the future is to create it. You are not authorized to enter into a future you have not designed. Very, very powerful. So that's the third habit, success habit, that you need to be successful. Right? So I want to share very quickly. Now that I've spoken about some of the habits, 3 habits I spoke about: morning routine, learning system, and then journaling. Let me just talk about how to build habits. Now pay attention, how to build habits. How do you build habits? Now that we know, because many people know these things, but they are not consistent. For example, you know that morning routine is good, but you have not been consistent. Now I want to share with you how to make this habit consistent. How do you make them stick? The first thing you need to do, there are 4 major steps. The first thing you need to do is to clearly define the habit. What do you want to do? What is the habit you want to inculcate? It needs to be specific and measurable. It needs to be specific and measurable. Clearly define the habit. For example, it could be, I will read every day for 20 minutes, or I will read 10 pages of a book. You need to clearly define the habit and make it specific. I will read a book is not a habit. I will read a book is generic. How long do you want to read? Where do you want to read? So you need to clearly define the habit. Number 2, you need to schedule the habit. Schedule the habit. What does it mean to schedule the habit? It means to clearly define a trigger. Clearly define a trigger. What you don't schedule, you will not get done.
Wow.
What you do not schedule, you will not get done. Whatever you do not schedule, you will not get done. It's like having a gun without a trigger. You can't shoot anything. So whatever you do not schedule, you will not get done. It is very key that you schedule the habit. Schedule the habit. Very important. Clearly define the trigger. What must happen for you to execute that habit? What must happen for you to engage that habit? Number 3 is that you must decide. You must decide on a clear reward to make your habit attractive and compelling. You must attach a reward for engaging that habit. You must attach a reward. How are you going to reward yourself for engaging that habit? Whatever you reward gets repeated. Whatever you reward gets repeated. Don't forget. This is how they train monkeys. This is how they train dolphins. This is how they train lions. Go find out. They'll tell the lion, even dogs, this is how they train dogs. They'll tell the dog to do something. If the dog does it correctly, they'll give it small food biscuits. They'll tell it to repeat it. If the dog does it again, they'll give it small biscuits. Because whatever is rewarded gets repeated. So if I say I'm going to read every day, I must attach a reward for it. So I will say if I read every day consistently for 5 days a week, I'm going to take myself out during the weekend. So you are rewarding yourself for reading. Or you can say, if I read every day, when I finish, I like bananas. So I'm going to eat 5 bananas. So you know what is reward for you. You need to attach a reward that makes you eager to engage that habit. So that's the 3rd key for making the habit stick. The 5th and final key for making the habit stick is to swing to action. Swing to action. Swing to action. Swing to action. You must take action. Now, I know that you don't want me to say take action, but you must take action. Whatever you don't act upon cannot become a habit. It is said that anything you do continuously for 21 days, personally I say 30 days, anything you do consistently for 30 days becomes a habit. Do you know every morning I clean my house? When I wake up now, it's almost as if my body wants to, I'm not even thinking again, my body starts cleaning the house. Why? Because I've done it continuously for over 3 years. Are you seeing it? So whatever you do consistently becomes a habit. So you want to start taking action. Start taking action. If you say you are going to read, take action consistently. And remember what I said at the beginning. It is not what you do once in a while that makes you a success. It is what you do daily that makes you a success. Success does not happen overnight. Success is the cumulative effect of good decisions compounded over time. Everybody who achieves success without time factor will soon go back to failure. Because success minus process is equal to failure. No matter how potent you are, you cannot impregnate 9 women. You cannot get 9 women pregnant to give birth in 9 days. I hope that adds up. No matter how potent you are, you cannot get 9 women to give birth in 9 days. There's a time to process. There's a time to success. I hope we got value for our time. Thank you so much, Collins, for having me. God bless you. I hope Collins joins very quickly. But just a quick summary, habit is what makes us successful. We don't choose success, we choose habit. Our habits make us successful. Our habits makes us successful. Thank you so much once again, Collins.
Wow. Hello, sir.
Yes, Collins.
Hello, boss.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm actually done. Thank you for having me once more.
Yeah, I noticed.
Thank you for having me.
Man, sir, you poured out everything. You never even had anything. You poured out everything. This thing is what people will pay 100,000 for, 50,000 for.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. I have one question for you before I leave. And before you leave, you know this is Reinvention Conference, and you know this place you said writing, journaling. That place I've worked for, because this Reinvention Conference idea came from me 20th of March. 20th of March. Doesn't I had this idea? It has been. I just see. Let me write it. I wrote it down. 20th of March. And today this is what I said. I'm going to do this. But then I was like, maybe I'll not be. Maybe I'll not be. But I wrote it down. I started writing speaker's name. I said, okay, Brother Emmanuel A. Ahmadu will talk on this. I was okay, from play to play. From play to play. I know that now. That's not an idea will not come to you. Idea will flash. You have to call it back by writing it.
Yeah, of
See, that idea just flash, and I have to write it down and call it again. Before you know, I start calling people, you guys. I did what I did, and I began to save you guys' image. When I go to Facebook, anyway, I know that you guys are, I'll go and check it, save the image, and say this person speak on my conference. Just like Bishop Body. That thing you taught me, everything is working like magic. Everything you taught me, I'm doing wonders. Just like, so he's gone because I thank God I met you. I have in my life and everything has been working for me. I'm now a personal development trainer. I'm now a high performance what is it called? I now have high performance habits. I'm not a high performance person. And that is success habit, like you said it. So thank you so much, sir, for that. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Now, what do you think people who have excuse to say, I don't have, like you said about use Peter and Paul as example of people, one of them that gym, they don't gym. The one that, like the other that don't gym, now like is Paul. And he will say, I don't have time. What of people that say they don't have time? What do they have to say? So what do they need to do to reinvent themselves? Because we're talking about reinventing themselves, to redefine themselves for transformation. What do you think they can do to get
anybody that say they don't have time is because they have not experienced pain. I believe pain is one of the greatest motivator. It's one of the greatest motivators to this. Most people have not experienced pain until you wake up one day and your child comes to you and say, Daddy, they've drove me out for school fees. That's when you will have time. You will have time to study. You will have time to do the work. So just continue. That's my advice. Continue on that path until you experience pain. But those of us who don't want to experience pain, we're already paying the price now. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 27. The Bible says, it is good that a man bears the yoke in his youth. The price you don't pay today, you will pay later with Jara. You either pay now, you either pay now and play later, or you play now and pay later with Jara. So you decide. So anybody that said they don't have time.
Wow. Now I understand that people have that they prioritize their time.
Yeah, they prioritize and they don't experience sufficient pain. Pain is a reorganizer of priorities.
My God. Good.
Pain is a reorganizer. Have you not seen people who say they cannot read, but when they now leave school, their parents stop sending them Malawi? That's when they now come and say, sir, I want to buy your book. I want to read it. Pain. Something you should have been doing when you were in university or you were in secondary school. You did not do it until you now became a graduate. Now your parents are telling you, you can no longer stay with us. So you need to go and get a job.
You made me remember what Super King, the person I claimed to be my godfather and I do. You remember what they said? Agorus that when they were in school, you shouldn't to be learning how to understand calculus and mathematics. They could not see. They are jumping first. Now they're on the street writing back numbers, throwing rubbish on cars and collecting money. What they could have done there in school, writing on the board, now they are doing it on the street. Main road. Maybe remember that. Wow, thank you, sir. I want you to repeat that thing you said. You said pain is a reorganizer of what?
Priorities.
Wow.
Priorities. Things that are not important to you. When you experience pain, they will become important to you.
Okay, sir. Before you go, this is the last thing. Remember, there was the first time I interviewed you on UC Media podcast. You spoke about when you were schooling, you have to go to bookshop and buy books, and you have nothing. You felt like you are stupid. You felt like man, but now the people are paying for those things that you've invested in yourself. And me too. I felt you told me to buy some books, and I bought different kind of books. So I was like, if people tell me, "College, are you mad? Is this book giving anything now?" I'm like, I will spend all my money buying books, buying books. Guess what now? For this reinvention conference, I closed my shop. I left everything to make sure I do this because this is a reinvention. I have to do this. Is what I want. This is my purpose. This is my calling. It's more important than that stuff. I have to kill everything and make something work because of others' life.
It's a sacrifice. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you
so we come to the end.
Thank you
for honoring.
God bless you. Have a great time.
God bless you. I will be doing this every year. Like Thinkation conference by Urban King. I'll be doing this every year.
Ah,
Every year.
yeah, fantastic. Well done.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Okay. Bye bye for now. Thank you. Wow. And we did it. And we did it. Wow. 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 And we did it. Woo. Thank you, everyone that's watching. Thank you. I remember we make Collins Ebube the success soldier. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. So we'll leave the studio now. Bye for now.
Hi guys. So one thing that I have come to love about this voiceover industry is the beauty of creativity. I mean, it's just one person like me, right? With multitudinous voices, like as many as I can create. It's so wonderful, right? And when you get into the booth, do your magic and come out, people are wowed. How sick is that? Anyway, then my personal favorite, number 2, is that I get to give life to words. Like, take for instance this particular experiment, right? I made a post on Facebook and now I'm voicing it. Isn't it just amazing? It sounds so different, so alive. That's the beauty of voiceovers. Anyway, so I am a voiceover artist. My name is Ikwo Uchenna Sunday, and I am the voice of Wise King, right? So if you want, to
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
Hi guys. So one thing that I have come to love about this voiceover industry is the beauty of creativity. I mean, it's just one person like me, right? With multitudinous voices, like as many as I can create. It's so wonderful, right? And when you get into the booth, do your magic and come out, people are wowed. How sick is that? Anyway, then my personal favorite, number 2, is that I get to give life to words. Like, take for instance this particular experiment, right? I made a post on Facebook and now I'm voicing it. Isn't it just amazing? It sounds so different, so alive. That's the beauty of voiceovers. Anyway, so I am a voiceover artist. My name is Ikwo Uchenna Sunday, and I am the voice of Wise King,
right? So if you want, to do something with a voice talent and you need a premium voice talent on it, give me a call, all right? And message me, send me a DM. I am the voice of Voice King. To those.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude.